So last month, this obsession started. My friend made me install this Xbox original emulator. I thought nothing of it. I was thinking we were gonna play Halo for 20 minutes and then get off. Dumbass. Dumbass. But when I started scrolling through the dashboard and playing these games, that was enough to make me immediately obsessed with this console. I think the reason is because this console is something I never experienced or researched before, so it was an absolute mystery to me. I never had an original Xbox growing up. I never even saw one in person, so my immediate reaction was to research it, buy one, and make a video on it. Turns out my good pal Declan was willing to sell me his Xbox because he's such a generous guy. So after he did some modifications to it, he packed it up in a baby wipes box and sent it my merry way. And now we have an original Xbox.
The Xbox is everything The Rock is. Cutting edge, powerful, exhilarating. Like The Rock, it will be the most electrifying thing coming out this year.
So when I got this console in the mail, I don't know why Declan sent me like this little picture of him and the lion. I think he was trying to imply something. I don't know. It's weird. How did this console come out of nowhere and become one of the biggest things ever? Like the original Xbox wasn't crazy. It did outsell Nintendo. That's not saying a lot for this era. It's still crazy that they outsold Nintendo, but the GameCube just wasn't. The GameCube wasn't hot. The point is, it did well enough to stick, and consoles don't stick anymore. Now it's the big three, and I'm pretty sure if anybody tries to enter the console ring, they'll just get shot down immediately and fucking fail. And it was kind of the same back then. People tried to enter the ring like Phillips, and then we know how that turned out.
We ain't afraid of no Coopers. Whoa.
But Xbox came in and did a lot right. Since Bill Gates was kind of a fucking loser and didn't know how to speak, they got The Rock to reveal the console with him, and no one really expected the computer company to make an actually good video game console. And this wasn't their first time working on a console either. They gave Sega like this jacked up version of Windows CE for the Dreamcast operating system, and they had like some nerd shit like DirectX support, so developers had a little bit of an easier time making and porting games. But the Xbox was Microsoft's thing. They did it their way. The internals were built like a PC, since they were the PC guys. And because of that, games are way easier to make, and they looked the best. They put a whole ass 8GB hard drive in here, so no more bum ass memory cards. And since this console had PC development tools and PC hardware, this console had a lot more PC-like games targeted towards more mature audiences, including Halo, one of the most revolutionary first-person shooters ever made, and the game that sold the fucking console. I'm getting ahead of myself. One game I will talk about before any other is Half-Life 2. It's on here, and this is the weirdest port of Half-Life 2 I've ever seen in my entire life. I want to make a video about this version separately, so I'll keep it short, but I'm pretty sure this version is on a day one build of Source, and it's genuinely not the worst thing in the world. There's definitely frame issues, and the game looks a lot worse, definitely compared to my PC running it at 500 FPS with 25 graphics mods. But listen, it's playable. You gotta keep in mind, for the specs of this console, this is a very impressive port. To my knowledge, absolutely nothing was removed with the Xbox port. This is literally just Half-Life 2 with no cuts, no buttercups. This console was the most powerful, all right? That's what I'm trying to say. Fun little fact, the PS2 is actually the worst in terms of hardware. Just because it sold 100 million doesn't mean it didn't run games like shit. Like, have you ever seen Resident Evil 4 on the PS2? That doesn't look too great, man. There's more games I'm gonna talk about, but you eat your dinner first, all right? I just want to stim real quick. I'm stimming. So this console was the most powerful. Games looked the best, blah, blah, blah. It had a hard drive. And what you can do with that hard drive is put an operating system on it. Now, hear me out. Xbox dashboard. Listen, I'm gonna say it once and never again in my entire life. This console's dashboard has more aura than the PS5 and Series X or Switch will ever have in their entire existence. This dashboard felt like you were inside the console, and the deeper you went into the options, felt like getting deeper into the actual system itself. The sound effects are satisfying, and the ambience has voice recordings from the Apollo missions mixed in there, along with a bunch of other scary-ass alien sounds. Going through this menu felt like you were doing some bad shit. Everything about this console felt like advanced, like alien technology. Like, the console itself looked mean. They just looked powerful, and they had that green aura. Maybe we shouldn't say maybe we shouldn't say that. The startup animation felt like you were conducting a fucking product of chemical warfare. The controller was ridiculous. Like, look at the size of this. They called it the Duke. the fucking Duke. And the Duke originally came with the Xbox at launch, but in Japan, there was another controller, and they called it the Slim, and it looked a lot more like the 360 controller. And then later on, it became the new packing controller for the console. Let me tell you, people did not like the Duke at all. But let me tell you what I think. I think those people are stupid people with tiny little hands, because I love the Duke, all right? I love the Duke, which might be because I have long Edward Scissorhand fingers, but this one had aura, and it was unique. But the Duke and Slim had a couple of things in common. There wasn't any bumpers, and in place of the bumpers, there were these like little black and white buttons. And these buttons honestly felt pretty good to use. I think the one downside to the Duke is that these buttons are very easy to accidentally press while trying to press B or Y because of the shape of the buttons. But with the Slim, they changed the placement and the shape, which makes it impossible to accidentally press these buttons. But still, the Slim has no fucking aura. Either way, the Xbox controller works really well for specifically shooters. It's kind of made for shooters. You see, the Xbox perfected shooters with Halo. This was one of the first FPS games to actually have near perfect controls with the controller. Hell, it was one of the first good FPS games on console. And it was exclusively on console. Before the Xbox, no one knew you were going to be able to get nearly the same precision as a mouse and keyboard with a controller. Most shooters were exclusive to PC for this reason. But after Halo, shooters were literally the most prominent games on console. I didn't do my research on that. Don't correct me. I don't want to make this boring nerd shit. Why did I write that? I'm deleting that from the script. Why? This entire video is boring nerd shit. This console really did a lot for the video game industry, and it normalized widescreen, which, fun little fact, this video is not in widescreen, so I can't show you that, but trust me, it did. It modernized online functionality on console. I'll talk about that more later. And the truth is, for most multi-platform games, the Xbox was the best way to play them. Not to mention, there was this little tiny thing called Xbox Live. According to Microsoft, Xbox Live felt like a second launch for the Xbox itself. It literally came out on the 1-year anniversary of the console. The simple idea of it was that you connect your console to the internet, and then you're able to plug in a microphone and play games with your good pals. This seems pretty normal for today's standards. That's because of Xbox Live. They completely changed how consoles would treat online functionality. For the first time, you were able to create your own account and your own username and play games with people from across the world and talk to them through voice chat and download DLC. You can download DLC. You can download DLC straight to your hard drive, which, like I said, seems pretty normal for today's standards, but this was not common back in the day. This was crazy. And I just want to say, I genuinely love the marketing for Xbox Live. The ads were so fucking stupid.
I was born ready. My name is Chuck. You cool, dumb master?
Now Roadhog will get an invitation to be on my friends list.
Cool. I accept. Are you ladies ready to roll?
Ready when you are.
Sayonara, guys.
And honestly, for 2002, Xbox Live worked pretty damn well. There were some things that were products of the time, like party chat was only possible from the dashboard, and the voice chat in general sounded really funny.
Hey, Travis.
Hey, John.
But everything worked pretty well, and it's kind of comparable to the functionality of an Xbox 360 at launch, minus the Xbox Arcade. But I think around 2010, the official servers for the original Xbox did shut down. The thing is, you can emulate the online experience almost one-to-one. There's these custom servers. It's called Insignia. You can create accounts and friend people and all the old shit you can do back in the day. The only problem is some games aren't supported. I played a couple games through this, and I'm very surprised it works as well as it does for what is supported. Look at this bot. This guy's geeking.
Bro, it's actually like, oh.
You're geeking.
He's
geek. It literally just feels like the servers are still up. But I had trouble with certain games, which was annoying. But besides for the matchmaking errors with certain games, everything works pretty well. You can download updates and DLC. You can scroll to the Xbox Live screen on your dashboard, which is something I never thought I'd see in my entire life. And just in case you're wondering if the original Xbox Live is even fun anymore, here's some good moments of me and my pals.
Geeked up playing Xbox all day.
What is your problem?
There's so much!
Yes! Oh!
Right into my hands. Give me no.
Random guy gets it, and now random guy gets it because...
Nah, I get it.
Okay.
Oh shit.
Oh, I get it.
Of course he gets it. Get over here. Oh my god.
Are we dead? Diego, for what reason?
Just stay away from what's rightfully mine.
Liminal spaces in video games are actually, it remind me of big veiny cock.
Okay, why does random guy keep getting the rocket launcher so he can kill us in one shot? Like, he needs to put the Game Genie disc down. Like, he needs to put his dit in the bit.
Put his dit in the bit.
That sounds hard as shit.
What? It's safe to say it's fun. The games are good. Let's talk about the games. Now, before I say anything, I just want to let you know there's games I played, but I didn't write about them in this part. Like, I didn't write about Jet Set Radio or Battlefront or Crazy Taxi. All these games I really enjoyed, but I played them so little to the point where I'm not confident in writing about them. So don't worry, I'm not missing out on peak. I will play them in my own free time. Anyway, completely off topic. The Xbox doesn't really have a lot of exclusives. I'm not gonna lie. Like, besides for Halo, I can't really think of any Xbox original exclusives that were system sellers. Like, there's Fable, but I don't really give a shit about Fable. I'm not gonna lie. Like I said, though, this console was a powerhouse at the time. Most games ran better here compared to the PS2, so even if there weren't a crazy amount of exclusives, this is still the best way to play these older games. So I took that as an opportunity to really sit down and enjoy these older games that I haven't played yet. The big obvious game to talk about is Halo, and honestly, I don't really think there's a lot to say about Halo which hasn't already been said. Like, I already mentioned this game 3 times in this video so far. It's an absolute masterpiece. It changed everything in terms of shooters on console, in terms of shooters in general. Like, they got the controls just right, that the game opened in these tight corridors and halls, but then it threw you into this big open field with enemies and guns and vehicles, and this game was an absolute it was just a showcase of what this console innovated on, and it brought the modern first-person shooter to life, and it did it in a way where it still feels good to play to this date. Like, the shooting and reloading, even compared to newer games, it feels more satisfying. Like, the controls are almost perfect here. The graphics were so freaking good at the time. Like, okay, obviously for today's standards, games look a lot better now, but this game does not look bad, and back in 2001 it looked insane. Halo made this console big, and then Halo 2 came out and they were like, oh, it's online now, and that was crazy. People used to play on these huge LAN parties with cables growing through their entire house, and then they were just like, oh, this game's online, you can play from like your toilet. It was a huge deal, and if you're ever in VC with your friends playing games and laughing and joking and having fun, you can thank Halo and Xbox for that, because this is where that came from. Anyway, I'm done stimming about Halo. If we're talking about shooters, we're obviously gonna have to mention Call of Duty. I played COD 3 online. Insignia hosts these like little game nights for certain games, and I decided to join in for COD 3. I got in with like 5 people, and this game isn't bad, but it feels really generic. Like, to be fair, every COD before COD 4 was really generic. It was just a World War II shooter, but it's not bad. The gunplay, even way back then, feels like COD, and maybe it's a little aged, but it still feels nice. It's like a mediocre. This game is mediocre. Counter-Strike is on here, along with Half-Life 2. This is one of the Valve games ported to Xbox. I don't know why it's on here. It's not even the original Counter-Strike. It's Condition Zero, but it just says it's Counter-Strike. This is the only console port of this game, and I think it translates pretty well to console. I'm not gonna lie. I know I'm just shit talking it, but it's not bad. I forced like 2 of my pals to hop on, and then my goat JF and Plo joined. We got a game of like 6 people going, and I'm surprised there was even like 1 person on, to be honest. I wasn't too bad at the game. Like, I think the controls transfer to console decently, but to be fair, I'm not really a Counter-Strike guy. I haven't played a lot of CSGO.
Chat, is this guy serious? Chat, is this guy f***ing serious? Chat.
So maybe this might be the worst port ever. I can't really tell. Obviously, the graphics are like severely downgraded from the PC port, but like, what did you even expect? But overall, it's playable, and people are still playing it even 20 years later, so can't be the worst thing ever. Another shooter I played was Doom 3. This game is kind of like Half-Life 2 in the way where I don't know how the f this is running on an Xbox. Like, it makes more sense than Half-Life because this game had differences from the PC port, like some areas were changed or cut to make the game run better. But still, this is kind of just Doom 3. It's a perfectly fine way to play Doom 3. Like, again, obviously, I think the graphics are gonna be worse and the frame rate is also gonna be worse, but like, this is literally Doom 3 running on the original Xbox. And it has online multiplayer. You can play the campaign with your friends if you want. This is the original Xbox, but this is 2000 freaking, what is going on here? You gotta give this cred, street cred. What am I saying? I played Simpsons Hit and Run for the first time. This game is like GTA, but fucking stupid. So instead of doing any missions, my first instinct was obviously just to run over Marge, and then my friend gave me like 30 cheats and made my game look like this. And I also was able to make my car jump like 95 feet in the air. And then I found Scott Wozniak and kicked his ass, and then I found his twin. And then I found 2 of the same girl. And then one of them got hit by a car and fucking died. Speaking of GTA, I played all the old GTA games. I was kind of impressed looking back because these games are like really big. Like I thought the GTA 3 map was really small when I first started. I got through a little bit of the game and I unlocked the second island, and I was thinking for the first 3D GTA game, this is like really big. This is huge. And this is for all 3 of the games. I'm genuinely so impressed that they managed to make these types of open world games way back then on such a weaker hardware. Like, I know Rockstar is always ahead of the curve in terms of mechanics and graphics and performance. Like Red Dead 2 came out 7 years ago and it's probably still the top 3 best looking game ever made. But it's crazy to me, even way back then, Rockstar was still doing the same shit and releasing games way ahead of their time. But that's not to say there isn't jank. Going from GTA 4 to 5 to 3, difficulty wise, it's like going from BB guns to fucking nuclear warheads. Like this game has so much bullshit, I can't even explain it. I have to show it on screen. How do I escape this situation? What are you supposed to do? Did they even think of this? Did they just make this and not like think of it? Am I cooked? I don't know about Vice City or San Andreas, so I'm assuming those ones aren't as bullshit because I haven't played them much. The most I did in those games, like driving around and then going in and activating cheats, which was like the funniest shit ever. I don't know what my friend gave me, but it resulted in the cops just running people over for no reason.
Okay, hold on.
Oh my god!
Oh my god! What? And cars catching on fire and exploding for no reason.
It's already on fire!
I would need your car. Thank you. I got a hot take. I don't know if it's hot or not, but I think GTA 3 out of all the 3D games looks the best. That's my opinion. I think the weather is really cool. I like how it gets foggy and gloomy, like Silent Hill. Speaking of Silent Hill 2 and 4 are on here. There's not much to say about these games. I've already stimmed about them before, but I just thought I'd mention it because why not? I'll make a Silent Hill video sometime soon. Off topic, but I watched Goodfellas for the first time, and then I got into like a mafia obsession, so I downloaded a bunch of games with that vibe. Yeah, a lot of them feel like GTA clones, I'm not gonna lie. Not to say they're bad, but they do feel like GTA clones. The Godfather, Scarface, and Mafia are the ones I'm talking about. The Godfather is really good. I like the old-timey New York vibe. I like the combat and I like the cutscenes. Everything about this game is low-key awesome. Scarface is fucking crazy. Like, it starts off in an alternate universe where Tony Montana lives, and he shoots his way out of the mansion, and then he promises to rebuild the drug empire, and then you get into the game and it's like GTA but Scarface. And his voice is really fucking funny.
Hey man, what the f you selling? Candy canes?
Bro, what you selling? Fucking candy canes, man?
This game is awesome and it's really underrated. If you like GTA or Godfather or any kind of game like that, you should definitely play it. And I'm not gonna lie, I barely even played Mafia. The entire first bit of the game was just picking up people and dropping them off like a taxi. I genuinely got so bored and I just quit. I did not download this game to be a taxi driver. But then I played Max Payne and this game is fucking awesome. The story. Oh my, okay, I'm stimming. This guy, Detective Max Payne, he's gonna go home to his wife and kids, but they're dead now. And then he finds out it's because these guys were like cracked up on a new drug. So the entire game is him crashing out and trying to find out what the drug is and who's responsible for it. It's really good. I think it's one of the best third-person shooters I've ever played ever. It's really good. It's that good. It's really hard at times though. I'm not a little bitch, so I won't complain about that. It has this like snowy New York vibe, and I'm a sucker for this so hard. I love games that look like this. Manhunt isn't a mafia game, but it is a very dark game, and this is by Rockstar. He plays this like death row inmate that's forced to partake in snuff films by killing gang members. This game's cooked. This game's really cooked, but it is fun. The stealth is good, but I kind of suck at it. The Punisher is very underrated. I never hear anybody talking about this game. You play as the Punisher, the Marvel guy, and he punishes people. He's an anti-hero. He just kills like criminals, and it plays like a mix of Max Payne and Manhunt, where you have like you have the gun combat of Max Payne, but you have like the execution factor of Manhunt, where you're just like a brutal man killing everybody. They put this like white filter over it. I think it was to make the ratings lower, but it doesn't make anything less gruesome. Like you can still clearly see I'm slamming this guy's head in with a piano. I don't think the filter's hiding that much. I'm not gonna lie. This game is underrated. It's a good Punisher game. But after playing it, I did have to wash my hands and pray because I did not feel justified in killing this many people, even if they are criminals. But wait, they went into a zoo and killed animals. So look at these like little time traveling cats. Look how wholesome they are. Lynx is this really odd game. I didn't know it existed till like 3 seconds ago. I enjoyed it, not for the gameplay, but for the fact you play as a little cat. I was not paying attention to the game at all. I'm not gonna lie. I just enjoyed it because I stared in the middle of my screen and I seen a funny little cat. And I'm pretty sure this game was only made to show off the fur physics on Xbox. Speaking of fur physics, so Microsoft back in the day, they decided to buy Rare. They decided to remake Conquered. The whole thing about this game is it looks super kid friendly, but it was M-rated with adult jokes, and I was like, the funny family friendly squirrel said fuck, and now I'm fighting a big monster made of shit, singing about how he's a big monster made of shit. So when this game gets remade on the console targeted more towards adults, you'd expect it to be more uncensored. It turns out it was more censored. I don't have a problem with it, to be honest. I think this game on Xbox is still really fun, and it visually looks great, but most people hate on the remake because of the censorship. I don't really see a big problem here. They just censored the swears and some other stuff. I don't know. I never played the original. I'm talking out of my ass. I'm not gonna lie. I like this version. It isn't horrible. It isn't even bad. I do have a problem with this game as a whole, though. It's really gross. All right. I can get the jokes. It's an M-rated game, but why the f is there so much shit? Like the first section, like the first couple of hours of the game, just swimming and partaking in shit activities. Like it's completely shit themed. It's so gross. It is so gross. I am done talking about it. I actually hate this game so much. It sucks. I'm refunding it. I pirated it, but I'm refunding it. I shouldn't have said that. So the reason this video took me 2 months is because my good pal Declan, before selling me this Xbox, he modded it, put a 500 gigabyte SSD in here because I asked him to. He didn't do that out of his own free will. And you may say, John, why do you need 500 gigabytes in your Xbox? I wasn't gonna spend over $200 on disc games when I could just download them for free without overdrafting my bank account. Xbox games don't take up that much storage, but the Xbox shipped with 8 gigabytes, so I needed to get more storage. Basically what I'm trying to say, in the most legal context possible, I pirated the game. Besides that, I didn't do much with modding this. I got Insignia working. I got my games in order and I was satisfied. I didn't really care for the homebrew. I know you can get like emulators and stuff on a modded Xbox, but I wasn't really interested in that. The most I did was play this 60 FPS port of Mario 64, which was cool for a little bit. Then I got pretty bored. There's also the modded dashboard that looks horrible by default, which is ironic because I was gooning over the base dashboard, but I hate this modded one. Like I literally downloaded a custom skin to make it look more like the original dashboard. But even then, with the modded Xbox, you can just go into the base dashboard if you want. You can't launch any of your free games though from there. So the last thing I want to talk about is this tiny little like adapter. It's an HDMI to Xbox adapter. It's very useful. It's basically just so you can use HDMI instead of AV cables. This is good for not only recording but just for making your games look pretty. It's a little neat accessory. It was $40 though. Thank you for watching. I hope you got your fill of Xbox for today.
Watching porn is just say edited by John Phil. Some VHS effect on it. My J